start with first understanding why are we marketing. So in the example I gave you, the whole objective there was to bring about change, and that the whole mantra was change. So when you start with a marketing campaign, first figure out what your objective is, and then when you know what the objective is, you're able today, because of the digital media, there's lots of data available in a lot of the social media sites and conversations on the internet. So when you observe what people are talking about, then you know that this is what the expectations of the people are. So once you know those expectations, take all that data from the observation and you analyze it. There's lots of different tools that you can use to analyze and drill down and figure out what is really relevant to the marketer. Once you're able to analyze not to the marketer, the consumer. Once you analyze what the consumer is looking for, then you basically build your plan or marketing plan around that analysis, or it could be predictive analysis, it could be a regression analysis. Once you know what your consumer wants, you can plan your marketing around that, or your marketing strategy around that. And that is where the planning stage comes in, and then finally execution. Execution is where you decide which platform to use, whether it makes sense to use traditional media or digital media, and within digital, what is relevant, whether it's display, email, search, and so on and so forth. So a marketer really needs to start by understanding what the objective of the campaign is, and then go about figuring out what is it that they need to observe, where do they need to observe, collect that data, analyze it using different tools, plan their marketing campaign, and then execute it across different platforms. That's the multi-million-dollar question, right? What's that right data? So that's what everybody struggles with. Everybody loves to talk about data and analytics, but nobody knows where to get the data from. If they get the data, they don't know what to do with it. Is it just a report? Am I going to get any insights with it? If you give them the insights, then they struggle with what to do with it. Is this an actionable insight? How do I take this insight and make it actionable? So that is the crux of the problem. There's lots of data out there. All of the ad servers or search engines or email marketing servers, they generate a lot of data. Now, the multi-million-dollar question is, how do you take all the data, funnel it down and bring it down to a point where it makes sense to a marketer? Bring it down to a level where it's concise. You can put it together in a report which makes sense. And what is sense? Again, what is that original marketing objective for that marketer? If you're able to tie it back to the original thought, or what is it that we are trying to accomplish, then it will make sense to a marketer, and data makes sense. So in our Theorem, we do a lot of this work around data and analytics. So that's why we feel it's very, very important. Typically, as a company, we are being a technology company, we work across different platforms, different tools, in this whole digital marketing ecosystem. We work with all the different ad servers, all the different email marketing platforms, the search engines. So it really depends on the marketer. We don't go in with a checklist and say this is what you need to do. It's highly, there needs to be relevance. We need to figure out what the market is trying to do, and based on that, we will be able to, based on what the market is trying to accomplish, may be very specific to their need, and in collaboration with them, we'll be able to understand what is it that they need and what tool makes sense to them. So we don't ideally like to go with a checklist and say this is what you need to do. Absolutely right. It's a very fragmented place. There's lots of companies, tools, sites. There's a whole slew of people working in this space, and every day there's a new technology coming in which is adding to the clutter. So how do we demystify this place? How do we unclutter it? Is again a very, very key and important point. So for a marketer, I think they need to start with understanding, again, like going back to my earlier point about what is it that they're trying to accomplish? Who's their target audience? What is it they're trying to accomplish? Define the end goal first, and then based on that, they'll be able to better choose what tools, what technology, what publishers, what agencies they need to use to get the best ROI out of their marketing campaign. I don't think I agree that there's not enough tools or technology for data. There's lots of tools and technology available already. There's a lot of site level analytics that you get. You get lots of publisher level analytics. You get cookie level data. Where you are able to actually observe an individual's behavioral patterns and based on that serve ads to them. So there is lots of data. There's lots of tools available to collect that data. It's really the marketing strategy that you need to build around that and fine-tune your metrics and say, this is what I want to measure, and then this is the tool I want to use. So it's not that there aren't tools or there isn't technology out there. There is, but we need to figure out what is relevant and how to leverage it. It's changing, and it's changing so fast, right? I mean, that's really where we need to keep an eye on it. Like I was saying earlier, there's 900 plus mobile phones in India, but when you really start to drill down, lots of people have multiple connections. So there's only about 600 odd unique connections today, and then out of those 600, only 100 smartphones. But then as you start to demystify or peel the onion a little bit more, go down to the villages. Are the mobile phones, what are the mobile phones being used for? They're being used largely for making conversations or to communicate with each other. So as a marketer, are we able to reach them effectively to communicate certain messages or certain the brand messages that we want to communicate? But mind you, it may not be very effective today, but it's changing very, very fast. So the rate of growth, today Shiv shared in the morning, how fast mobile is likely to grow, and if that happens, the way people consume media from a mobile phone is also going to change. And the more people consume media on a mobile phone, and the internet bandwidth and the mobile bandwidth gets better, there's going to be more people will do on the mobile. So we need to watch out. I think there's going to be a lot of excitement, especially in a market like India, where physical bandwidth is always a problem, whereas wireless bandwidth is, we're one market where we beat the rest of the world. We kind of had that, quantum leap in terms of adopting wireless before the normal, wired bandwidth. I think mobile is going to play a key role for us in the future. Market is exciting for us. There's lots of things going on here which excites us. We've been servicing the global customers all these years, and we have a wealth of experience from that, servicing the global client and very sophisticated clients. I mean, it's some of the best marketers, agencies, and global brands. So with that experience, I think we'll be able to innovate for the Indian market, create lots of sort of technology and consulting opportunities where we can help the Indian marketer both in terms of data, both in terms of content, and also in terms of operational support. So a lot of exciting times. I think you're right, Mumbai and Delhi are probably the hubs, but I think the location shouldn't matter today, right? I mean, where you are. I mean, we're sitting in Bangalore and Mysore and servicing the world, and Mumbai and Delhi is not far away from us.